Because if they go by the street.
Okay, so Jamila's right there, and Sam will end up coming up. Y'all ready?
Give me a B!
I got your B, I got your B.
Give me an L!
L.
I got your L, I got your L. Give me an M!
Yeah, I got your M, I got your
Spam!
Black Lives Matter.
What's that spam?
Black Lives Matter.
What's up, everyone? Jared Bryant, Right Art Media, live in Louisville, Kentucky, for another march here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We are in the Highlands today in our movement, so we'll go ahead and take a look and see what's going on.
What's that mean?
That means fuck 12 till I die.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Fuck 12.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Fuck 12.
Jerry, marching for civil rights, for justice for Breonna Taylor, for anti-gun violence, for a better society as a whole in any capacity. We're marching.
Arrest, commit,
Divest in law enforcement, invest in social services. There's another reason we march.
to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
Keep going. Keep going. When do we want?
So,
When do we want it?
Now!
last march that I happened to participate in,
Now!
LMPD stayed away. There was one officer that came out, approached us on foot by himself and said, just get over in one lane, don't block, let's leave the traffic open. And there was an unmarked car that drove past. That was it on the last march I participated in. That was downtown. That was downtown, not the Highlands. Historically, LMPD reacts very differently whenever we come through the Highlands. Last summer, they even tear gassed individuals in the Highlands at one point, and arrested about 30 in the middle of Bardstown Road. Now, since then, people that are part of the Free Palestine movement have marched up and down Bardstown Road on several occasions. Since last summer, I've filmed some of the Free Palestine events. But the point is, they've marched up and down Bardstown Road, as well as groups of Hispanic individuals during Hispanic Heritage Month. They've also marched up and down Bardstown Road, and LMPD hasn't reacted in nearly any capacity. No tear gas, no SRT, nothing. So it's going to be interesting to see how they react just to us here today.
Justice for Tanisha! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
To my knowledge, there's not any official investigation that is still happening into the Breonna Taylor case. But on the other hand, the Department of Justice, the DOJ, is doing an independent investigation into LMPD as a whole to seek out any type of corruption or anything along those lines. So, the DOJ ends up coming up with evidence of corruption on the Breonna Taylor case. It would be handed over to a prosecutor, and then that prosecutor would have the right to prosecute law enforcement, even though the case has already been closed. When the decision was made just over a year ago, it was that Brett Hankinson got wanton endangerment. That was it. And it was for discharging rounds into the adjacent apartment. It wasn't even for discharging rounds in Breonna's apartment. So he got bare minimum charges. The rest of the officers involved got no charges whatsoever. Most of them kept their jobs. James is another officer. He is currently suing LMPD to try to get his job back, even though he is confirmed and known to have falsified evidence to get the warrant that was botched and ended up killing Breonna Taylor.
Racist ass police! No peace! Fuck these racist ass police!
We do have some little bit of small numbers today. It wasn't a whole lot of people were able to make it out. Maybe 25. We got a couple in cars behind us that are blocking for us as well. Safety is always key anytime you're going to have any type of action, especially if you're going to be marching, and especially if you're going to be marching in the street. Safety is paramount. It is the biggest goal. So again, cars in the back to block. We'll typically have cars that'll go and help block traffic whenever we get to a cross street. Sometimes we have people on motorcycles or bicycles that'll help block that traffic on cross streets.
Traffic by you all, come on.
No, we're good. Jasmine, you are right. FBI early on in the protest did say that they were doing an investigation. And then essentially nothing. Hey! Dave Bauer. But Jasmine, you are right in that instance. FBI early on in the protest did say that they were going to do an investigation into the Breonna Taylor. And there really hasn't been any development from the FBI. Of course, whenever we walk by, there is often people coming out. People working, people just at the bars, at the restaurants. They'll hear us, they'll come out, they'll throw a fist up in support. See, you got one going on over there by Wicks right now. Those gentlemen were not supporting. They were yelling. They didn't like us. That was backfiring engine, I believe, or maybe fireworks. So that is okay.
What's that mean? That means SpongeBob till I die. Energy. ACAB. What's that mean? That means SpongeBob till I die. 1, 2, 3. Streets. Our streets. Our streets. Our streets. I was just, acknowledging the moment.
You can't stop the revolution.
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 You can't stop the revolution. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Travis Najee. Travis Najee. Travis Najee.
So beautiful weather this Sunday afternoon in Louisville, Kentucky. Perfect marching weather. Get in the sun, it heats up a little bit, but there's a nice breeze kind of knocking that temperature down. Again, we've got maybe 25 people out here with us today, a couple following in cars as well to help assist with safety. Currently walking through the Highlands.
Fuck these racist ass police.
Historically, when we marched through the Highlands, LMPD would drop the hammer pretty heavily. Come out of SRT, tear gas, things like that. They actually only use tear gas down here once. Let me be clear about that, but they use pepper balls all the time. But yeah, historically, they would drop the hammer if we would be here. This summer seems like they've backed off a little bit since we kicked back up. But I don't, you can't really trust that because it could all just be a ploy. It could be a game plan, right? Let us get comfortable or something. So it's just interesting seeing the difference between if we were doing this last summer and doing it now. Dave, Kentucky Attorney Dave Maurer seems to be joining us.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! Off the sidewalk into the street! Off the sidewalk into the street! Off the sidewalk into the street! Off of the sidewalk into the street! Off the sidewalk into the street! Off the sidewalk into the street!
Sound of that siren behind us is our medic truck. It's got a cop horn installed. So I wish I hadn't missed it, but 23rd was decision day, is whenever grand jury Daniel Cameron released their announcements on the Breonna Taylor case. It was also the first day that I ever was arrested in my life. I got arrested later that evening. I was in for 16 hours. I was not given water until about 12 hours. I was not given food until 15 hours. And I ended up, getting out 16 hours later. And Travis Noshty ran up and gave me a giant hug. And somebody got a picture of that. I really wanted to share that picture, but I couldn't find it, unfortunately. Missed the day, but I might go ahead and get it posted up later. So that was a big moment for me in the movement. Knowing that there were people that actually did care that I was in there for 16 hours. There were people waiting. It was one of the moments that solidified, and I knew that I had family here.
No peace, fuck these racist ass police! I said no justice!
No peace, fuck these racist ass police!
Jasmine, I don't really talk about legal action on live streams. Most attorneys would advise against that.
The buses are really fucking shitty. I mean, Cassidy calls me all the time.
Nancy, these babies are fun. Thank you for your concern, though.
It doesn't matter if he's like half the representation of lawyers.
St. Matthews Elementary.
Tyler Good!
Tyler Good!
Tyler Good!
Tyler Good!
Tyler Good!
Tyler Good!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
beautiful day for March. I think it's in like the 70s. What the hell is that? Hold on. Guys, this is the Highlands for you. This is the Highlands for you. What the hell is that? The Highlands is a weird place in case you don't live in Louisville. You just kind of see bizarre shit like this a lot. It's like a giant wolf costume or something. Hey!
I'm JB and I'm 12. My brother on the drum.
These guys are incredible.
I'm Jerry and I'm 13. Yeah, we make this J-Band. So we do shows, events, restaurants, it doesn't give. If you want the book to J-Band,
Triple J-Band.
via Snapchat, Venmo, or PayPal. Oh yeah, thanks for Snapchat, you do cash sign to J-Band. Now we got Venmo and Tuesday. Thank you.
So, Maxwell's been able to cover them a few times, I believe. They set up all over town. Three young gentlemen playing this band, and they're just incredible. And it's the first time I've actually gotten to see them out live, so I got a little excited and I had to give y'all a little sneak peek of them because they're great. I had to throw a little tip in there for them too. They had all kinds of cash apps and everything on there for digital tips. I happen to have a little bit in my pocket, so I just threw it in. But check them out, Triple J Band. They just pop up everywhere, all over the city, randomly. It's great.
Shut it down! Yeah, get on the sidewalk, let the car park. We're gonna take a small break real quick.
Let's regroup before we head back. I'm saying.
So I think we're gonna post up in the shade for a little bit before we head back to our staging area. Got that badge, you a bitch and a half. That's what I heard. Alright, I'm gonna leave the camera set up a little bit far away and I'm gonna go grab a bottle of water right quick.
When did we get two cars in the front? Hello. Quiet. I don't want to bring attention while we're talking. Everybody get some water. Get a snack or whatever y'all need.
So whenever you are out on a march, there are a lot of dangers, a lot of potential dangers. But the one that is probably most often encountered, it is dehydration. You know, heat exhaustion. People being out in the sun, walking a couple miles when they're not used to doing that every day. If you're not properly hydrated, if you're not properly, nutrition, you gotta have calories, you gotta have hydration. Otherwise you get people to drop out. Heat exhaustion, dehydration. Luckily, we got street medics here that know how to treat a number of ailments, including heat exhaustion. And they also bring bottles of water and snacks and stuff to make sure everyone can keep their energy up. So you can't forget that.
She did it here. She finished her commitment.
So we're just taking a moment to rest up in the shade before we head back. We will be on the move again momentarily. So in that meantime, a little blurb. Second. So, Right Heart Media is a 501c3 federally exempt nonprofit. That means that if you make donations, you can get tax exemptions. At the end of the year, get tax write-offs, tax incentives. Any money that is donated will go to our operating costs first and foremost. Anything aside from that will be redistributed through programs and other nonprofits throughout the community. So your funds do make sure that we are able to maintain the coverage that we are. We all work for free. There's 3 board members at this time. We're picking up a few more soon so we can have a little more diversity and a little more perspectives that kind of come into it. But it is all free. We do all the work for free. We're not getting paid. So any donations will go to making sure that we're able to maintain coverage, and then will be redistributed out throughout the community. And one of the easiest way that you can donate is by getting a t-shirt. We currently have 3 designs that are up on our website. This is the newest one. So buy one of those t-shirts and you'll be able to make sure that we can stay out here in the streets. That's about it for me on Riot Heart. Just go to riotheart.com, check it all out. Back to the protest.
Getting ourselves back together. I guarantee you that's what it was. He knew where we were the whole time, and then we came back over here, and we didn't come back out yet. He was like, hold on now. Hold on, where'd those black people go?
There's a couple, there's at least one officer that's been tailing us, but he hasn't tried to approach us. We were meeting at 3, and even at 2:45, there was 2 cops that were stationed nearby. I could see them. They thought they were being sneaky, but they weren't.
Y'all ready? Let's get back in the street. The person or the megaphone? Huh? The person or the megaphone? Everybody. Let's go. It be hot, y'all. It's hot.
Yes, yes it is. And we're back on the move.
Into the street.
Thank you. This is what you see.
Oh yeah. Nothing happened. We just took a moment to rest in the shade, get some water in us before we circle back around to the original starting location. One thing about this organizer's marches is she makes sure that they all begin and end at the same location. That again is key to safety. Whenever you leave a march, you want to leave in groups, you want to leave in pairs and triplets, just to maintain safety culture, make sure there's not anyone following into your car or anything like that. So, basically, circling back to the original location means that we're back by our cars, and it is easy to make sure that everyone gets out safe.
Every time there's a bike, I never get Gusher. Let me avoid the here.
Get over it.
always eat them all. I never eat them. I never get
Organizer specifically said we were not going into oncoming traffic. We were going to allow oncoming traffic. We were only taking up four-lane traffic. That is likely due to low numbers. We have a lot of people. So the safest route would be to maintain one lane.
Fuck these racist ass police! Fuck these racist ass police!
Go ahead and apologize for a little lack of commentary today. It's been a long weekend. I'm pretty tired. Got a lot on my mind. So. If y'all got any questions, I'd be happy to oblige. But I am a little bit of a loss of what to discuss.
No peace! Fuck these racist ass police!
Upside down.
I protest every day.
I do this. I said we're busting the rocks off, right?
Black Lives Matter!
Take it.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter.
How do you do it?
Black Lives Matter.
So it is important for people to know that civil unrest is still happening in Louisville, Kentucky. It is important
Lives Matter.
for people to know that marching is still happening, that we are still fighting for justice. And one of the easiest way to make sure that people know is these live streams. Mainstream media obviously is not here. There's not a single mainstream media camera.
1, 2, 3, 4,
It's just me and Maxwell covered. So it is important to share those live streams.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That way the narrative can't be twisted. There is full, unedited footage of every event, every action.
3 times 4, fuck 12.
So people can know. People can know we're still here.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, fuck 12.
Square root of 144. I think that was right.
I think you're right.
I suck at math.
I think one of my favorite memes that I've seen in the last year is it was just, you know,
144.
picture words. It's like I only buy eggs in 16 packs now because fuck 12.
Yeah, I've been wrong before. It does happen on occasion.
Do what?
Seen Nicole in there today?
What?
Justice! Nicole in there today? I don't know.
I haven't actually. I don't think so.
Shut it down!
Nicole!
Shut it down! Shut it down!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
we don't get it.
Shut it down!
We don't get it.
Shut it down!
Hey, what up, dude?
Join us!
Cody, come back!
Is that his actual name? Oh,
Is that his actual name?
I mean, maybe all skater, white skater dudes is named Cody.
They're all Cody.
This is what democracy looks like.
That's my energy.
ACAB! What's that mean? That means fuck love till I die. That's my energy. ACAB! That means fuck love till I die.
That's my energy.
Give me our old time vibe. Yeah. Good vibe. We still got everybody. Y'all got your partners?
No kids. Kids didn't fall
Maxwell's always climbing on stuff. He likes to hitch rides. Look at him. So as I was saying, these live streams are imperative. They're very important to maintain the actual truth of things that are happening. People need to know that there's still civil unrest in Louisville, that people are still marching, fighting for justice. And like I said, mainstream media is nowhere to be found. Not a single mainstream media came to even get B-roll of the beginning of the march. Like nothing. So they're acting like this isn't happening. So you got to make sure that these independent outlets are supported and are able to maintain their coverage.
They said no justice.
No peace, fuck these racist ass police.
And again, no justice.
No peace, fuck these racist ass
So currently passing Nowhere Bar, Somewhere Bar. A couple summers ago, it was the site of an incident where a bouncer threw one punch, one blow to a patron's head and ended up ending his life. LMPD was not able to find enough evidence to press any charges against this person, but that incident brought up the whole in venue security and bar security and door guys, bouncers, things of that nature. It brought light to the fact that there needs to be better training. So currently there is an independent security firm by the name of Volume Security that I've worked with several times. Took the support, but they are trying to revolutionize venue security, requiring better training for de-escalation, things of that nature. If you are in venue security, if you are in that position, and you have to put your hands on somebody, you already lost the battle. So it was a terrible incident. But the partner of this gentleman that lost his life has been fighting to get rules and regulations added to the training and requirements of venue security. So hopefully an incident like that will never happen again.
It's okay. Just let the light change. It's okay. She's so excited. But we could just pause. Like we're doing what we said we were going to do.
So we're holding up a second to let the light change because it is a busy intersection. So just to make things easier and safer.
Hold on. We're tired. Those cops should have been fired. We're sick. We're tired. Those cops should have been fired. We're tired. Those cops should have been fired. We're sick. We're tired. Those cops should have been taking back our shit. I said we're young, we're lit, we're taking back our shit.
We're young, we're lit, we're taking back our shit.
I said we're young, we're lit, we're taking back our shit. Fuck the world.
Hug him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I think everyone's starting to drag a little bit. Last summer we were used to marching 2-3 times a week, if not more, multiple miles. We were probably in a little bit better shape. But today we're starting to get a little tired. Yeah, it is pretty hot.
No peace, no peace, racist police.
No justice,
No peace, racist police. No peace, racist police. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. David McAtee. David McAtee. Tyler Gerd. Tyler Gerd. Travis Nashi. Travis Nashi.
There's so many.
George Floyd!
George Floyd!
George Floyd!
George Floyd!
Mike Brown!
Michael Brown!
Michael Brown!
Michael Brown!
Trayvon Martin!
Trayvon Martin!
Trayvon Martin!
Trayvon Martin!
Sandra Bland!
Sandra Bland.
Sandra Bland! Sandra Bland! Tatiana Jefferson! Tatiana Jefferson! Tatiana Jefferson!
Well, her boyfriend was shooting at unknown people trying to break into his apartment. He wasn't shooting at the cops to his knowledge. They didn't announce themselves. They just knocked on the door. And that means they fucked up the no-knock warrant in 2 ways. They knocked. You're not supposed to knock on a no-knock warrant, right? If you do knock, you're supposed to announce your presence. Hey, this is LMPD. This is law enforcement. So no, you can't just beat on someone's door and then take a shot to the leg, and then claim fucking self-defense and open fire with fully automatic weapons. That's not how that works, which is exactly why Kenneth Walker got away with self-defense for shooting that cop.
Justice! Now! Shut it down! We don't get it! Shut it down! We don't get it! Shut it down! Justice! Now! Justice!
Well, the cops shouldn't have been there to begin with because, A, information on the warrant was falsified, so there was incorrect information that was given to get that warrant, making it null and void. Should never been signed by a judge. Unfortunately, it was signed by a judge, so we find ourselves in the situation that we are in because LMPD was so incompetent that they weren't able to execute that warrant the way that it was supposed to be. They were able to execute it the way that a no-knock warrant is supposed to be executed. With no knock, you break in the door, you get the jump so that they're not able to get to any weapons or flash any drugs or anything. If that was the way that the warrant was executed, the way it should have been, Breonna Taylor would probably still be alive this day. So the issue is that A, the warrant is fucking invalid. And 2, LMPD is so incompetent that they couldn't even execute the invalid warrant correctly.
The whole damn system is guilty
correct. She did not sell drugs. Neither did her boyfriend. Her boyfriend didn't sell drugs, and neither did she. There was no drugs found on the premises. That is in the files. That's in the case records. No drugs found on the premises. It's been confirmed since early on in the protest that LMPD didn't announce themselves. In fact, the one witness that they had that claimed that he heard them was a gentleman that had a language barrier. English was his second language. He was also coerced into saying that he heard them announce, and then later recanted his statement because he was coerced. So there's no witnesses that heard LMPD announce themselves. No, young baby pick. The history of that address is not a drug house. It was not a house at all. It was an apartment. So you are mistaken there. You're thinking of two different people. Breonna Taylor had an ex-boyfriend who had some charges for drug trafficking. They were no longer together. Kenneth Walker is a completely different person than who you're thinking about. Yes, exactly. You're wrong. I just proved that. Thank you. I appreciate you recognizing that.
What's that mean? Baby's control to IDAE. That's my energy. ACAB. What's that mean? Baby's control to IDAE.
No. The information that had her apartment listed was actually fucking inaccurate. The Postmaster General.
Got poop on.
My bird? Well, it's supposed to be good luck. You heard that, right? But the USPS Postmaster General locally, he doesn't comply with LMPD because they like to take information, wrong information, and use it, and he's already aware of that. So he actually did not tell them that there were strange packages coming. They had no reason to believe there were strange packages that were entering that address. But they wrote down that there was anyway, which is part of the falsified information that I've been speaking about.
Out of the street! Out of the sidewalk! Into the street! Out of the sidewalk! Into
Yeah, Trayvon Martin wasn't a hoax. That kid is dead. There's no hoax there.
Out of the sidewalk! Into the street! Out of the sidewalk! Into the street! Out of the sidewalk! Into the street!
You just keep showing your ignorance of not even knowing the facts of the case. So I mean, if you want to just keep doing that, that's on you. Her boyfriend shot at someone that kicked in the door. The officer was inside of the apartment when he got shot.
Justice for Tanisha!
So, since they didn't announce and the warrant was invalid, they were breaking and entering. They were breaking and entering. They were breaking the law by being there. Their presence was illegal.
Travis Nasty!
Yun, I appreciate you keeping me practiced because it's been a while since I've had to combat someone's ignorance like this. So you're getting me, I'm getting some practice in. I appreciate that. But it is obvious that I have more details on the case than you do. I can easily admit that you might have more details on the Trayvon Martin case than I do, because the case that I have studied extensively is the Breonna Taylor case, because that's the one that I've covered for the last year. I have looked at other cases, but not nearly to the extent that I have Breonna Taylor. Yeah, but sorry, your statistics aren't correct. You're probably looking at inaccurate statistics because most statistics are inaccurate. Further than that, you got to look at the right statistics to be able to deduce the information that you need to say that we're not doing anything. I mean, try all you want. It's not happening. We're still here, and we're still going to keep marching. So, oh well, deal with it. Right, because I bet all FBI statistics are 200% accurate. I'm sure they don't lie to us at all, because the U.S. government is totally truthful. But looks like we are wrapping up. We are back at our location. So it has been a safe and beautiful march. This weather has been great, but we are getting a little bit tired, so it's about time to wrap it up. So, Jared Wright, Upright Heart Media, signing off. Everybody, stay strong, stay safe.